The strongest Dragon King never expected that one day he would fall in love with the Snake Woman. And the Snake Woman never imagined that Jack was actually just a split body of the Ancestor Dragon. Back in the creation period, the Ancestor Dragon was born even before the gods. As the most powerful being in the world, he should have been without desires. However, when he saw the gods bickering among themselves, he realized for the first time how lonely he was. Even though he had the power to rule the world, there was no one around him to confide in. The more he thought about it, the more isolated he felt. Unable to bear the loneliness any longer, the Ancestor Dragon decided to split himself apart. He tore his own body apart and, using his blood and flesh as the cost, created dragons of different abilities and sizes. The Ancestor Dragon's soul and heart fused together and reincarnated as the strongest Dragon King, who then ruled over the dragons for tens of thousands of years. Though Jack still remembered this part of his past vividly, he had already reincarnated as a human and no longer cared about it. Although he was only 16, Jack was living a life far happier than the countless years before. Watching the small village of a few hundred people grow prosperous, Jack was already content. Not to mention the fact that he had friends he could live and die with. At this point, Jack felt that living this life was enough. But recently, strange things started happening in the village. The villagers had begun hunting innocent monsters. It would be understandable if it was to prevent the monsters from hurting people, but what confused Jack was that the villagers had decided to move away to a new place, abandoning the village they had lived in for generations. Even worse, they all thought Jack had lost his mind. The villagers left the village, and even Jack's family in this life left as well. But that wasn't the worst part. A few days later, Tony, along with a group of people, set Jack's house on fire. The Snake Woman also broke her promise to Jack, saying she was going to another place. Jack didn't understand what had happened that made everyone want to leave. Tony said that someone like Jack, with his status, should never try to live with humans, as he would only bring disaster. Those few words pushed Jack into complete self-doubt.